to another episode of Coder Conversations. This is Kevin.
And this is TC.
What's been going on, man? No, nothing much.
Just
Same.
you know.
Yeah, so you got the Unreal Engine 4 demo there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're just going over some Unreal Engine stuff. Some of the stuff is pretty cool. Like a lot of this, the tech that I'm seeing now with like the water and like what was it? Some snow effects and stuff. It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, technology's getting really good, man. Like we're pretty much close to replicating real life.
Yeah, it's scary. It's pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie.
You know, it makes me wonder if like that's gonna affect the movie industry. Like instead of using actors, they're just gonna use like CGI. Instead of real sets, everything just CGI. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know if you've ever seen like The Mandalorian or anything, but a lot of that stuff now is all like blue screened or green screened. None of it's really like practical. Like all of it's 3D rendered at this point.
Man, that's crazy, man. And especially makes me wonder, like, with the deep fake stuff, like, yeah, if you just take somebody's face, paste it on, one of these models, you can have somebody doing anything.
Yeah, you could definitely take it that route, right? Be like, the dark side of it. Like you could take somebody's face and deep fake it and stuff like that. But that deep fake stuff, at least now, how I understand it, that algorithm, you have to feed it so much information. Like you'd have to have like pictures and videos of that person's face, like in a bunch of different ways, so that the algorithm can know how, like, to try and it's almost. Have you ever heard of like smear frames in between like animations?
No, I haven't really heard of that.
So there's like the cell, right? There's like I'll just Google it. So there's like smear frames, right? And so it's the in-between frames when you're animating. So if if a character is like moving their hand like from point A to point B, you need to have like in-between frames, right?
Kind of like interpolation.
Yeah, kind of. So like you can kind of see it here. You see like all the animations, like that quick swipe. That's a smear frame.
Oh, okay.
So like if I was to slow this down from like normal speed to like 0 to 2.5, that might be a little intense, but you can kind of see like the jaggedness that they're like simulating to like imitate motion and stuff. And then the animation here that you wouldn't notice if I played this at full speed. And then it's just to simulate like getting that animation to like be like really fluid. Like once you play it at like full speed, you have to imitate that those in between frames and stuff. So, dang, I forgot my original point. I got lost in the whole anime smear frame stuff.
Yeah, we're talking about like deep fakes and
yeah. So yes, sorry about that. So for deep fakes, you'd have to have enough data to like create that that in between look and make it look like really crisp.
Well, I think with all the information we're feeding all the social media platforms, they got plenty of information.
You could do that.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, like people post like so much information about themselves on their platform, like pictures and different angles, videos. You remember like when you used to get on Facebook, they used to have a thing like it just pops up and it says like your name. It automatically tags your name or your friend's name or whatever. It has facial recognition.
Yeah. Yeah. It's scary stuff, man. It's I don't know.
I haven't really posted any new pictures on social media in a long time, man.
I'll post a couple every once in a while,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not like. I mean, I feel like as a developer, we understand that if
Yeah.
somebody wanted to really use the information, they could, right?
Yeah.
Like, but I try not to think of like the negative side of things. I'm just like, you know what? I want to share this event with other people. My family uses Instagram. I use Instagram. I'll share a
Mm-hmm.
picture or whatever, but I don't go so far as to like post my here I am like tagging the location that I'm at, the restaurant, and like all the other
Yeah.
stuff. Like I feel like that's a little excessive.
That's how Pop Smoke got killed. I think he was on Instagram, and they looked at something and determined where he was at, and came over
Yeah,
him.
he was showing off a package. I think we're thinking about the same guy. He was showing off an Instagram live. I think he got a package or something, and
Yeah.
they used that package. The address was on the package that he got delivered, and they went to that address and killed him. Yeah.
Yeah, man, so there's nothing wrong with like sharing a couple of photos here and there, but you also gotta be careful about like what you're sharing. You don't know who's looking at it really.
Yeah, you got to be mindful. Just be mindful of like what you're sharing. But I feel like so many people, uh, they're just living in the moment. They're not worried about the consequences so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's just let me get this on Snapchat. Let me get this on Instagram. Let me tag so and so or send this send this information off to somebody
Mm-hmm.
across the Atlantic.
Yeah.
No one thinks about the consequences, or like the
Mm-hmm.
common user isn't thinking about the consequences. They're just using the app.
Yep.
Yeah,
And in a way, I think a lot of people want to win that social media lottery. Like, okay, maybe if I post the right picture, this is gonna give me a million followers, and then I can live the easy life. You know what I mean?
yeah. Like try to like Sean, what's up, man? How are you?
Oh, hey, what's up, Sean?
Yeah, we're just talking about how Instagram, well, not Instagram fault, but like influencers were saying I lost my train of thought. But it's like I know some people that think LA is all like glitz and glamour,
Mm-hmm.
but when they come to LA, it's like it's not everything it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
heard quite a few people say it wasn't, what they expected.
yeah, because you're the algorithm feeds you what you want to see, right? You're
Yeah.
not going to see all of the the homelessness unless you turn the algorithm against itself. But really, it's all that engagement. If people see parties and the nightlife and
Mhm.
everything else, that's the only thing that's going to get engagement. Everything else is just going to be just on ground zero, I guess you could say. It's just going to get buried.
I think a lot of people go out to like big cities like LA without a plan. They're just like, well, I want to be in the acting business. I'm gonna take
That's
a job
tough.
as a waiter, waitress, and
That's
see where it
tough.
goes. And yeah, it's expensive. And if you don't make it, if you don't, make the cut, then you're probably homeless. Like can you really pay for an apartment with waiting tables? Maybe if you have two or three other people that you're living with.
You got to have a backup plan.
Yeah.
You gotta, even as a developer in LA, like speaking from like my perspective, it's like I have to have a backup plan.
Oh yeah, I've heard like LA being like there's tons of opportunities there, but there's a lot of exploitation that goes on.
Yeah,
Like Sean just mentioned,
den
there's a
of
there's a,
exploitation.
there's a gatekeepers there, and they know there's a lot of hungry people, and that's like prime opportunity to get what you want from them.
Yeah, I heard what was it? This this lady that I buy like handmade soaps from, she recently just got like a lot of her stuff stolen out of her car, and it's like
Wow.
really like soaps and jewelry,
Hmm.
like it's not it's not that serious, but some people think it is.
Yeah, I think with the kind of like the recession, headed into recession, prices getting more expensive, people are gonna take whatever they can. You know, if they see they can resell it for a little profit, they'll take it.
Yeah. Speaking of taking what they can and reselling it, have you heard of those like there's some people that would they promise these big games and they'll just use like because Unity and Unreal Engine they have these they have asset stores. So what they'll do is they'll go onto the asset store, they'll buy a bunch of assets, try to smash together a game based on free assets and sell it.
Hmm. Yeah, it's not surprising.
I live
So,
in
so,
LA.
so yeah, Sean just mentioned LA is like really fantastic for tech. Have
Hmm.
you had that same experience as well? I know you're also in
Uh,
LA.
well, when I first was like trying to break into the industry, it was
Mhm.
difficult, like supremely
No.
difficult. It was just everybody wants they nobody wanted to train. They just wanted to if you didn't have a much if you didn't have experience that they were
Yeah.
looking for or were like the perfect unicorn fit, they would just
Mm.
pass up on you. So
Right.
yeah, it was stressful trying to get a job back then. Like I'm not gonna lie, I got lucky.
Well, why? I wonder why the tech scene is like slightly better in like the Bay Area versus LA, though.
I don't know. I never been to the Bay Area, but I feel like if I was to guess, um, I
I
think they
think
have more money to throw around.
to me it kind of reminds me of like in Texas. You know, Austin is more so the tech capital of Texas, whereas Dallas is way bigger. And you know, we do have a good tech scene, but it's not quite Austin. So like Dallas kind of reminds me like LA, whereas like Austin's like the Bay Area.
It's a designer's paradise. That's interesting. I feel like designers and architects would probably be in a similar boat to like actors and like graphic designers.
I think it's a fantastic market to hire those people there in LA because there's a lot of people that want to get into entertainment, film, etc. So you could probably, you know, hire guys to film your stuff for pretty cheap and edit your videos. Like, you know, those college guys just getting out of college and trying to get
Yeah,
get some experience.
the same thing with tech to a degree. To a degree,
Yeah,
like you can bring on fresh people that just want experience, and then churn and burn, or burn
yeah,
and churn. I forget what the term is, but it's like you run them dry, and then when they're not
mm,
performing well enough, you let them go and bring on new people.
yeah. Rotate interns. I mean, it's kind of messed up, but you know, these companies that do whatever they can to save some bucks. So
Coders that
Sean,
have some eye or background for it.
fashion and design prevails here. Coders that have some eye or background for it have an edge.
Yeah, background
Yeah,
for design.
I think that's kind of
Yeah,
like where I fail. I'm not really design inclined. I'm more like a straight up programmer, more like logical. I don't have. It's hard for me to put
yeah.
together something that looks good.
I would say when I first started, I was in a similar boat. I was just straight up. I just wanted to do JavaScript. I didn't really have like front end
Mhm.
experience like HTML and CSS. But now, like with time, I've sort of like picked up a lot of the skills to tell if something looks good or if something looks
Yeah,
like weird. Even now, like spacing being off bothers me. If like the padding is off between certain elements, uh, if the font sizes are just not right, like yeah, I feel like now I'm a stronger eye for design. It's not like super analytical, but it's up there. That was my experience anyway. Working with the
mm.
grads I produced at the coding school, they got hired the quickest. That were more artsy than techie. In the Bay Area, hardcore skills mattered more. Mm,
That makes sense though. Like LA is more like entertainment focused, design focused. So
yeah,
if you have a flair for making things look good, they'll pick you up over there. Whereas the Bay Area seems more like
Algorithms, data structures.
Yeah.
Yep. Machine learning. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. They're heavy data, like cloud computing, all that stuff. Like
Yeah.
super heavy.
Yeah. Did you want to play that video? We've been sitting on it for
Oh
like.
yeah. We've been sitting on it for a while. I'm curious about this the dynamic simulations.
This was Unreal Engine 4, man. Look at that water.
This kind of reminds me of have you ever played Kena and the Bridge of Spirits? That water
Yeah,
looks
I
really
know what that
similar.
is. It's on like PS5, but I never played it.
Yeah, it's on PC also. The water looks really similar.
No, wow.
Like except it's not green. It's more blue, but
Like if you kind of stood like far away, you almost would think it's real.
yeah,
Like they don't have to hide there.
we're getting to a real photorealistic point, like
Yep.
with the Fox engine from Kojima, like
Mm.
like with Death Stranding, like that was like
Okay. Yeah,
super. Like, have you seen it?
I haven't
You've been
played it, but I want to get it.
like, hold up, this is a review. No, um,
Yeah, Kojima's always been great with graphics. Oh yeah,
yeah,
Sean mentioned Unreal Engine 5, man. That's
yeah.
it's like bordering realism now. Like we're pretty much there.
Like if I need to see a picture of his face. Look at that.
Yes.
Like you can tell it's still like it's still 3D animation,
Yeah.
but
Like it's getting
like
close.
but you can't replay it. Man, it's so fun though. Death Stranding is so fun.
I don't
I'm a
know what
sucker
it
for
is, but
Kojima games.
there's just like something there that's not quite realistic yet. Like you can kind of tell right now, but we're
Right,
getting
right.
close.
We're getting real close.
I
Yeah.
think it's the skin. Like the skin
Even like
looks.
Matt Mickelson, like you see their face and it's like it's almost look at it's still it's I think it's the what's the word I'm looking for? It's the texture.
Yeah, it doesn't have the sheen of real skin, like I guess a subsurface scattering or something.
Yeah,
Uh,
real skin isn't that bright. I think that's what it is.
there was one demo that was it was about on the Unity engine that like it looked real. Let me see if I can find it.
But
Oh,
when it
here it
comes to
goes.
like hmm,
Yeah, let me paste it. Tell me this doesn't look real. I was fooled at. This was one of them that actually fooled me. Let's see if you can play that one.
that architecture doesn't look real.
Yeah, it's still
It's,
gamey, but
that
the
still
woman
looks
looks.
like a game.
Hmm.
This still looks like a game.
What was crazy is usually the reverse. Like the background usually looks real, but the person looks kind of fake. But
Yeah,
here it's more so like the woman actually looks like they nailed the clothing and like the
yeah.
skin. Like you see that?
That lighting right there, that looks real fucking good. That's that's scary.
Like the only thing that really gives her away is the hair. Like the hair looks a little bit off,
Yeah,
but like they've actually nailed the skin here. Like look at that.
yeah. That's the difference. You see right there. You see her lips.
Mm,
You see how like there's definition, and it's not just like this smooth surface. I
yeah.
wish I do. I have a picture. Let me duplicate this, and then I'm gonna go back. Can I go back? Oh yeah. Let me just do this. Where was I? see how his lips don't really have like
Yeah.
here is different. Here they have like this definition and stuff, but it's so zoomed in. But if I was to go to another scene, like
Yeah. His face is too smooth. It's just
where right here,
yeah.
see how like I don't know if it's the bloom or the fact that it's either the lighting or something, but
But you know
that
what that looks like?
definition,
Like the
yeah,
ZV-1 when you put the skin filter on, with the skin smoothing filter.
yeah, it's a
Yeah, that's
smoothing
what,
filter.
yeah.
Yeah, like this feels a lot better.
I think
There's
so.
less bloom and more definition. She used the Instagram bloom filter before filming. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, but
Like
this
here, I
looks
think
nice, man.
the only thing that throws us off is the hair looks a little too It almost looks like a wig.
Yeah,
Like they're still working on getting hair perfected. Like you look at that fire.
that right there, that looks real.
Yeah.
That 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 I don't know how to explain it. The human look, it's like when somebody's mad and their face just
Mhm.
all gets all scrunched up, and you can the expression. That's what I'm looking for. Like that angry expression.
Yeah. Like you can see all the little muscles in the face. Like
Yeah,
that. I think that's what really makes it like look real.
yep. The cracks in her lip, the pores right here, the wrinkles in her eye, the furrowed up eyebrow, the
Hmm.
center of her face, her eyebrows right there. The hair, I can let it pass because I'm not focused on the hair. I'm
Yeah.
focused on
The
this
face.
is taking up a majority of the screen right here. I don't care about the
Mhm.
hair.
So kind of like how we mentioned earlier, this looks so good. They can just literally use like these CG characters to make movies. Like they just get some,
Like some Final
guys
Fantasy
to,
spirit within.
yeah. Like I think this kind of spells. I don't want to say the doom for actors making these huge salaries, but they can kind of cut their salary back. Like, okay, we're going to use your likeness.
Yeah,
You know,
you know who they've done this with. I believe it's is it they did it with Luke Skywalker
hmm.
in the Mandalorian. They deep faked him,
Oh,
right?
wow.
You see, like you can compare the two, like side by side, right? This is the original, and then this is somebody else's like deep fake.
Hmm. Yeah, if you didn't see them side by side, you wouldn't be able to tell. You said the all the background and all of that is CG rendered as well.
From what I remember, the behind the scenes that I saw, a lot of the backgrounds, like when they're on the planets and stuff,
Mhm.
that's all CG.
Like
Like when that's a no,
when you
yeah.
watch the movie, did it fool you into thinking it was real, or
Well,
were you kind
because
of tell it was CG?
I'm so immersed in it. Like when I watch these shows and stuff, you're so immersed, you don't really bother telling what's fake and what's not.
Well, I think if you couldn't tell, then they did his job. Like sometimes if you watch these movies, like man, this looks terrible, man.
Yeah,
You got,
yeah, yeah. A lot of the Star Wars stuff, they've started deep faking, or I don't want to call, I don't know what to call it, but I guess it's deep faking. But they'll recreate people's
mm,
faces, especially like the older actors
mm.
that like need to reprise roles. So
Oh,
they'll do like Luke here, and they do. There's another guy.
so they just took
Um,
all the old actors like visual info and then had the computer create a deep fake of him, so they kind of like maintain continuity.
Yeah, so you see, like in Rogue One, they had to deep fake this guy. I think because he passed away.
Okay.
I forget, but I think they had to deep fake him. I could be wrong, but they animated a lot of these scenes.
Wow. I mean, that's kind of creepy, man. Like, it's cool, but it's creepy at the same time. Like, they can literally recreate somebody's image, and it looks so convincing you can't tell it's like generated, AI generated.
Yeah, we're getting up there.
Like, have you seen the stuff with all the holograms? Like, did you see the thing with the Notorious B.I.G.? They put them in a metaverse.
They did?
Yeah, let me send you the link. I mean, it looks somewhat real, a little bit off, but it's getting close. Like in a few years, they can literally bring back old actors and, I mean, old actors, rappers, etc., and just do whatever they want with their image.
This looks good. This looks like a PlayStation game.
You're like a New York.
Yeah, this is Grand Theft Auto.
Mm-hmm. So Sean said he bought a looking glass. What's a looking glass? Do you know what that is?
Glass. Like a kaleidoscope? Looking glass.
Never heard of that before. Oh, hologram TV box. Okay.
Hologram TV box. Oh, like holographic display? Is this it?
Let's see. Hands on with looking glass. Huh. I never heard of this.
Whoa.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, is it like a picture, but it's
You know those little things with the phone where you kind of tilt it and it looks like 3D when you tilt it? I guess this is like a really advanced version of that, to where it's almost like a 3D TV without the glasses, I'm guessing.
that's crazy. That's actually pretty cool.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, something like that, but with greater depth, bruh. Even more depth than 8K.
Wow, that's actually pretty cool, man. Yeah, man, they're getting crazy with technology, man.
Yeah, this is almost like this almost reminds me of like a picture frame, but something that with
Mhm.
way more depth. Like I could see this being used for like family photos, but the phone tilt, something like that, but with greater depth of perception.
Yep.
Hmm.
You,
Wow.
I've heard like civilian technology is at least a decade behind military technology. So if this is like what they're releasing publicly, imagine what they have in private, you know?
What they have in private.
hmm
I can't even begin to imagine. That's crazy. Like if we're just getting if these are the scraps, what are, what's the military got?
Right. Oh yeah. Did you play that the one with like the Unreal Engine
Snow?
5 when they're in the snow. Yeah, like, that one is
This one?
amazing.
Let me see. That's one thing I've noticed about UE5 is like a lot of these demos focus on like lighting and weather,
Mhm.
like snow, lights, like sun rays. Um, no way. That's cool.
What happened?
He like he had like an Instagram filter,
And I wonder if you show this to somebody that's not really familiar with tech, would they be fooled?
right?
Yeah. Uh, this right here would be a perfect siphon filter stage. Yeah, they really need to make another one, man. That was one of the best
Or
games during the PS era.
or Splinter Cell.
Like, this kind of reminds me of Call of Duty 4. You know, have you ever played that? The original Modern Warfare.
No, I played the remakes.
Oh, okay. Oh
This
yeah,
would be a
Silent
cool
Hill.
cloud stage.
You know they're making I think they're making a new one, a new Silent Hill.
Yeah, I'll wait for them to announce it. Like they can leak it and rumor it and stuff, but I want to just see it
Yeah.
and like I hope it's just good. That'd be this would be a good Silent Hill though. I could see it. Silent Hill using Unreal Engine 5. Or
Yep.
what was the last the one that got PT
Oh yeah.
playable test or something? The one
Yeah.
in the hallway?
I think they used whatever engine Kojima was using. I can't remember what it's called.
The Fox
Oh,
engine.
what's scarier to you is Silent Hill or Resident Evil?
Uh I feel like Resident Evil is scarier.
I always thought Silent Hill was scarier, especially the first one. But I think Resident Evil is kind of the father of the genre. Like,
Yeah.
but they did have like Alone in the Dark before Resident Evil.
On Unreal 5, Silent Hill would give nightmares. Imagine Silent Hill with VR.
Oh
With
yeah, that'd be crazy.
you want nightmares? That's nightmare fuel right there.
Silent Hill 5
That-
complete
yeah,
walkthrough ending.
this is
OPT.
the PT. I feel like first person games are gonna be like crazy with the Unreal Engine 5, but I don't see it coming anytime soon. Like
Mhm.
I feel like with these new engines, it takes so much time to
Yeah.
really get to like to harness the power of like the consoles plus the engines and stuff that like
They're taking so long to release these games, but I guess the games just take so long to make now. Like, and they're not really showcasing a lot of footage on these new games.
saw a meme once that said feeling alone, turn on the scariest horror movie then you won't feel alone anymore. Unreal 5 be like, play a game on me and you won't feel
You know what's crazy though? Like, as these games become more and more realistic, like, well, people start developing psychological conditions, like, like soldiers go to war, they get PTSD. Like, if
right.
you have like a VR Call of Duty where you're shooting people up and guts are flying everywhere, then people get like mentally affected by that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see it. I could see it. There's gonna be a lot more warnings on games now.
Mm-hmm.
Like they might even come up with a new rating.
Because you know it's like one thing to shoot like like cartoonish representations of people, but
Right.
as games get more and more realistic, and it's to the point where the person you're shooting actually looks like a person, and you're seeing like
Yeah.
blood squirt everywhere. Like, how is that going to affect you, especially if you're in first person in VR world?
Yeah. Nah, I see it. It's That's intense.
Like, have you ever played like like GTA, and then like you start crashing into cop cars and all that stuff, and then when you're driving in real life, you almost have like a urge to start driving like that. Hold yourself back.
You just like, wait, hold on. I can't just get my car spray painted and get rid of my
Mhm.
wanted level.
So like imagine being in the VR world where you're shooting up everybody, and then you get out. Will some people be able to handle that? That's
I feel
I
like
don't know.
it's mostly gonna affect kids growing up with
Mhm.
this tech as their first tech. Like, and it's gonna be up to their parents to be able to like tell them to differentiate between the two, right? Because
Mhm.
if you don't, then you'll just think that it's real. It's almost like when kids see a movie or they have nightmares about, monsters in their closets and under their beds and stuff.
Yeah. So Sean mentioned like he played Sleeping Dogs this weekend. He had to stay out of public for a few hours after that one.
Oh, that's funny. I'm playing Sleeping Dogs too. I'm going through my backlog and I'm playing Sleeping Dogs. Uh, and no, it's good. It's a good true crime sequel. I don't know if you've ever played True Crimes.
No, I've heard about it though.
It's good. It was good first time. It was on like the Xbox,
Mm.
GameCube, and PS2, and it was like not like Grand Theft Auto. It definitely had like some like far out stuff, but the martial arts was really good. And
You, you, you know what I've been thinking? They could use, just as they could use this technology for bad, they could use this kind of like for good. Like, say people have a fear of speaking in public or something. Maybe you can create like a VR simulation with a big crowd there, and you can
a big crowd.
practice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's good. That's crazy. Yeah, that's really good. You
Yeah,
can
it
even
might be a
like
good idea, for a
you
company
can
that.
even yeah you can even like program the audience to like give you a positive reinforcement
Mhm.
or negative reinforcement, like just
Right.
to like mentally train you to like handle rejection.
Yeah, that would actually be interesting. Or like some mock coding, interviews and that kind of stuff too. And
You
then
think so? Like a
yeah,
VR interview?
yeah, and you know what they could do? Record the sessions, and people kind of rank them. And okay, this is a good one, and this is a bad one. So the good ones you watch it. Okay, this is what you need to do in the actual interview.
Leak code in VR?
Yep.
This realism would be amazing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I mean,
And
the
I heard
future's kind of
once,
exciting, man. But
yeah. I heard once that somebody was like somebody that was disabled was using VR to try and to try not to try, but they were simulating
mm,
like real life, like climbing mountains and like riding a bike and like a bunch of other stuff because she was disabled and like bedridden, so she couldn't do those things anymore. I think VR is good in that aspect where
mm,
yeah, you can like create super realistic horror games and stuff, but I think it's good for people like that as well. I toured SpaceX once, and the engine mechanics there had glasses that did AR, so it analyzed what they were looking at in the engine and gave them instruction
mm.
where to look, what to do. That's crazy.
Oh
That's
yeah,
insane. That's like that's on some Dragon Ball Z stuff.
yeah. That's a good way to train your employees too. Like they look at something, little menu pops up, tells you what it is, then you can watch a little video on what that's used for.
Yep. Or even back to coding, it's like this is a linked list. This is how you loop through a
Mm.
linked list. Like that's crazy.
Imagine if a company could make a lot of money if they created something for like schools, like history lessons, like experience history, like 'cause, students get really bored just hearing random facts like at night. such and such date, George Washington landed here.
Yeah.
Like imagine being on the ship with them, looking, coming,
Like
coming
immersive.
to, yeah, like something like they can actually experience history instead of just look
Mhm.
at it. I mean, just look at the facts.
Like Magic School Bus in VR.
There's a lot of opportunity to make money here, man. I need to get my 3D skills up. Like
Is
sometimes
that all it is now?
what is that?
Is that all it is? Just 3D and moving a camera around? Is that really all it is?
Well, I doubt it's just that, but like get my 3D math skills up because I kind of fight with myself. Do I want to go to being full stack and dive into databases and all of that, or do I want to stay front end focused but delve into like 3D and visuals?
Yo, an aquarium in Florida that's all AR? Let me see this.
No water, just 3D as you walk everywhere.
Wait a minute. That looks like real life. No.
Try VR aquarium and see if that pops up. You probably got to put Florida in there too. The Florida Aquarium tour review.
Dude, all this looks real. I think that'd be pretty cool to look into. VR.
Like a hologram has actually become like really impressive now.
Yeah, ever since the Tupac.
Mm-hmm.
Since that Tupac one, it's been pretty crazy. Man, I can't imagine what it'll be like in 5 years, 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Like what do we do?
Oh, yeah. No, I was gonna say just like Sonic, right? Like you start off, 16-bit Sonic, and then now you're like.
Isn't it weird, like how we're in a time period where knowledge has progressed so fast that it kind of outpaces the rest of human history? Like, like what in the 1900s, they didn't even have cars at the beginning of that century, but from like the 1920s on, they went to airplanes, rockets. It's just like how did humanity make so much progress in such a short such a short time span?
I feel like when it comes to progression, right, depending on the type of progression we're talking about, right, it's about compounding that progression, right? So if I'm the only coder, right, and then I show somebody something like, oh, that's cool, how'd you do that? Then I teach you how to code, right? And then now we both have the same amount of knowledge, right? We're both engineers. We can spread that knowledge will spread faster, like by multiples, right? It'll compound. And I feel like that's sort of where we're at now. We're like there's so many engineers, there's so many people learning to code, there's so many people learning to to animate and to do 3D animations and stuff like that. Like it gets to a point where it's gonna be less of a minority and more of the like everybody's gonna be coding, everybody's gonna be doing it,
Yeah.
and that's just gonna keep pushing technology further and further.
But now they're getting to the point where they're feeding all this information into artificial intelligence, and that AI can process information way faster than us. You know what I mean? Like, what conclusions is this AI gonna come to? That's what I'm wondering.
Like if it'll just, I mean, Microsoft has done that before, right? Where Microsoft, they had this one, I forget what it was called, but they had an experiment for an app.
Yeah, Tay tweets.
They fed it a bunch of information, and then it came back with like some crazy conclusion because like people were just feeding it like a bunch of like gibberish,
like racist stuff.
Yeah.
So what if you had a super powerful AI and it gets caught on a section of the internet where
unplug it,
dark web or something.
unplug Skynet before it does something crazy. Just unplug it. That's simple as that.
To me, that's what's kind of scary about everything being connected to the Internet of Things. Like, what is AI can reach out and start controlling that stuff. You know what I mean? And it's a malignant AI. Like it turns out it's super intelligent, and it just turns out to say, okay, humanity's a cancer on Earth. Let's destroy it.
I don't know.
What can you do?
Hope that somebody turns it off. Spill some water on it. I don't know.
I wish it'd be that easy to turn off, man. But I think these things they'll replicate themselves across as many machines as they can. That's what's so dangerous. Like, have you played Metal Gear Solid 4?
I started playing it. I haven't finished it.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it for you though. So, but yeah, I think we would have to do something like they did in MGS4.
What, nanomachines?
Yeah, you have to beat it to see, but
let me see this. MGS4. I don't mind spoilers.
Oh, okay, but they kind of have to like go, like destroy technology and go back, because
Was it the final cutscene? I know he's supposed to die at the end.
I think the ending's kind of long, but essentially what they had to do is kind of like destroy all this technology. So I believe this AI wouldn't take over or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
like Elon Musk and Bill Gates both said like AI can potentially be super dangerous, like even worse than like nuclear bombs. And these are guys that see, like, they see it not every day, but they have access to like cutting edge AI.
Man, I remember when these graphics used to like be intense, like crazy good.
Yeah. But now it's like, it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's still good for its time.
Yeah.
But it's
back then it's like, oh man, this looks so real.
Yep.
You remember when Gran Turismo 1 used to look real? Like now it's just like a pixelated mess.
Yeah. Still a good game though.
The original Gran Turismo? Or are you talking about Metal Gear?
I mean, I feel like certain games are timeless. Like you could go back and play like a really old game. Like I can go back and pick up Lunar and it'll be nice.
Yeah.
Like maybe in 20 years it'll probably start to be like, it's whatever. But I feel like certain games are just like,
I think 2D games have aged better than a lot of 3D games.
Yeah. Dang, he is going in.
Yeah, you'll probably have
Yeah.
to keep going past this once they get done with all that fighting.
Yeah, that looks kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie. Like his ear looks kind of funny. It looks real flat.
Yeah, that's was crazy. This was like during the PS3 era though.
Yeah, they probably had a really hard time programming for that thing. I can't imagine what it's like to work in a black box like that.
Yeah, Kojima's always been ahead of his time when it came to graphics.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, man, I think it's a good one, good note to end the stream. What you
Yeah,
think?
I think so too. Yeah.
We appreciate
Thanks.
y'all for tuning in. We'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.